tight, more room for growth. At the same time, it's real life on the verge of deciding the color of the rest of your life. Bit too heavy to think like that, but on both sides leave big impact. Get wise or rise, so it be best to find something.
Some of my regrets come hurting me till this day. Choice I made, it was wrong. I felt less to believe that I was alone. I learned it harder way, but you don't have to go through what I've been through. 'Cause you're not alone in this frustration. So come with me when you make your guess at the good and treat you alone. Make a move before they can make it last on you. One that you can't change your own world, and nobody is will do it for you. As long as treat it the day you're staying on. Like a bell for nothing, gully playing in the dawn. Show us the world if it's very and get the best from the soul. They drop the hammer down. When lost, look around you for a sec. You may feel lonely, but you're not alone. In this world, we're right here with
Its first effect is not once per turn. What the fuck?
Destiny, I'm coming through. Partner, we can do this right. You're the fire, I'm the wind tonight. Burning dread, haha, that's right. Baby, 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 we tight.
make a move before they can make it last on you. One that you can't change your own world, and nobody else will do it for you. As long as treat it the day you're staying on. Like a band fanatic, gully playing in the dawn. Show us the world if it's very and get the best on us, so let's drop the hammer down.
Switch up, pull the trigger, make it look flashy even when it's bitter. Cannot defeat me even when I lose. I stand right back to the spot, go figure. You don't see what I see, but you don't have to see what I see. Just see how to ride, despite my differences, we're still tight.
They're in the perfect time for any big change, especially when they're ready. More times think more brutal till it catches you.
Holy shit. Check this out. End phase. Destroyed. Can't. That's pretty fucking awesome. How do you do that with Primite? I guess I just won't. Here we go.
If you have Barrel or Lordly Load plus Sage, do this combo. Normal summon Barrel, set Lordly Load. Activate it to search Drill Beam. Link into Spirit. Activate to search Mausoleum.
What do you
Activate.
mean? What the fuck are you going on about? What?
Use its effect to target Spirit to send blue eyes to grave.
What are you going on about? How are you doing that?
If you have Barrel or Lordly Load plus Sage, do this combo. Normal summon Barrel, set Lordly Load. Activate it to search Drill Beam. Link into Spirit. Activate to search Mausoleum. Activate it. Use its effect to target Spirit to send blue eyes.
I mean, we could always just delay Lordly Load's activation, I suppose. Oh, wait. It's only the second effect, the special summon that negates special summoned effects. Okay, let's
Set
continue.
Lordly Load. Activate it to search Drill Beam. Link into Spirit. Activate to search Mausoleum. Activate it. Use its effect to target Spirit to send blue eyes to grave. Extra normal summon Sage. Search for Maiden. Activate Maiden to place True Light on your field. Activate True Light to set wishes from deck. Activate Spirit to tribute itself to summon blue. Normal summon Sage. Search for Maiden. Activate Maiden to place True Light on your field. Activate True Light to set wishes from deck. Activate Spirit to tribute itself to summon blue eyes from grave. Normal summon Sage. Search for Maiden. Activate Maiden to place True Light on your field. Activate True Light to set wishes from deck. Activate spirit to tribute itself to summon blue eye. Eyes from grave, which triggers maiden to revive itself. Activate wishes to discard anything to search for majesty and sage. Activate wishes in grave to equip blue eyes with Neo. To discard anything to search for majesty and sage.
Why not effect Veiler?
Activate wishes in grave to equip blue eyes with Neo. Synchro into blue eyes spirit dragon using sage and blue eyes. Activate Sage in hand to discard and target Maiden. Chain Maiden. Maiden summons Blue Eyes from grave. Sage summons Blue Eyes from deck. Link both Blue Eyes into heavenly spheres. Activate Spirit Dragon to tribute itself for Crimson Dragon. Activate it to search for Rumble. Activate Rumble to revive Maiden. Activate Lordly Load to summon Blue Eyes from anywhere. Synchro into Spirit Dragon. Set Majesty and Drill Beam. End your turn.
What?
During your opponent's turn, first activate True Light to revive Blue Eyes to turn on Drill Beam, and only after that, activate Spirit Dragon to tribute itself to summon Ultimate Spirit Dragon. If they had called by the grave, Drill Beam would negate it. And finally, activate Crimson to target Ultimate Spirit to summon Sipper from extra deck. So this end board has Spin, a card with Heavenly Spheres, Omni Negate with Ultimate Spirit, Monster Negate and Destroy with Sipper, Omni Negate with Drill Beam, and destroy up to 2 cards with Majesty, for a total of 5 disruptions, 6 if you want to be greedy and keep Spirit Dragon on the field to use its Grave Negate first.
What
If
the
you have
fuck?
Barrel plus wishes, do this.
Well, damn, I guess Synchro Rumble's actually a good card. Just not in Centurion, sadly. One, two, three, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2. Only 22 hand traps and stuffs. Doesn't sound right. Our chance to access Primite reduces by doing this though. Maybe I should run for a smaller engine. I'm not a fan of all the bricks though, but at the same time, what can you do? There is this one card that searches dragons that I remember. Or not you. Never mind. I mean, who else do we send but Druid's Worm for hieratic seals, right? I don't get why you wouldn't be playing the
Make sure-
bestial package, a tiny bestial package here. Screw board breakers. Something to replace Ash Blossom. It is going to die at some point. It is going to be a useless card at some point. Occasionally. I want to reduce the deck size a little more, but I don't want to remove any more of these cards. I like everything here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I mean, maybe I can remove Called By and Triple Tactics. They're only really for going first. Triple Tactics is always good. Called By, not so much. Again, board breaker format at the moment.
Be sure to subscribe if this video helped. Join my Discord to chat with a like-minded community. And maybe consider becoming a channel member.
I guess Pot of Prosperity would only get in the way. Our extra deck is actually really tight. Every card is important there. We don't need the extra consistency that card brings us. I guess it would be fine to run one less effect Veiler, right? It's beautiful. Maybe we side deck Droll and Lockbird.
Make sure to subscribe if this video helped.
No Nibiru. What's up with that? Effect Veiler, Maxi, Ash Blossom. Boa. Dominus. I'm still running this. I guess that's not how that works. Ah, shit, really? Yeah, I think I am just gonna go with Infinite Imperm. I could go for Forbidden Chalice as well. They're practically the same thing, but you know. Oh, what happens if I do this? Damn. Impressive. You know, interruptions genuinely do, as long as you're smart about it, affect our end board. When you negate a one card combo that gets you to the safe end board, and then they just have another one card combo that gets them to the exact safe end board they could have been able to do anyways. I was supposed to get Maiden of White. Yeah, my bad. I'm fucked. I can't use your effect because of Lordly Load.
When it's all said and done, it's up to you to get to where you wanna be. Now make your movement. But you can rest when you walk too much on it and leave it up to us. Oh, you know we got it going on. Remember, we got your back. Though it looks so good from so the very it wanna be as sweet as when you share the master soul. Right and right, wherever we want. No one can stop the way of things. Keep on reaching out for the truth. Oh yeah. You must now step back to a fight in a life of challenge. Gotta step up now. Don't get used to doing it all by yourself. Feel all of this, nothing better when it's there with us. Remember, we got your back. Though it looks so good from the looks on the very it wanna be as sweet as when you share the master soul. Right and right, down wherever we want. No one can stop the way of things. We'll keep on reaching out for the truth. Oh yeah. You may have to find a losing match. How you handle it defines who you are and who you'll be. And you don't have to go through it alone. You will be right here to fight it through, right by your side. Looks so good from the looks of the very it wanna be as sweet as when you share amongst us all. Right and right, down wherever we want. No one can stop the way of things. We'll keep on reaching out for the truth. Oh yeah. When it's all said and done, it's up to you to get to where you wanna be. Now make your movement. But you can rest when you walk too much on it and leave it up to us.
Oh hey, nice. You protect back row too. I didn't know that. I'm just gonna steal you then. Shit. Should have just summoned Kakimir. I can't help but feel like Primite was made exclusively for Blue Eyes. But how every card seems to just best support them and nobody else really. Yeah, I should have watched the tutorial. I had the perfect hand. All I had to do was follow the guide. Ah, sure, I can't hieratic seals anymore. Because I activated Synchro Rumble already. I was supposed to just get hieratic seals from here. I wasn't supposed to give them a card draw. I don't know what I was thinking. The Dominus cards are actually way stronger. Actually, that doesn't do anything either, doesn't it? Uh, It's a simple and phone. Eventually, you may end up in a phone, and that you are on your phone. Because of what you do. Wow. Shit. They just. Hey, can you take a sauna? It's fun. can't just exist, can't. Oh, right, they didn't activate in the main phase. Well, I was dead either way. Primite drill beam meant whatever I put on the board would just immediately get. In this goal, it's not in this. Everything's a contest, so I'll take a shot. Is that Spanish? Is that Suavemente Ganondorf? Can this guy stop putting new ban list? What the fuck am I looking at? It's a Ruguraizio question mark? Who? Yeah, sure. Small world. Nibiru. Oh, this gonna get them a ice Raisil. Or X? What the fuck? Who does that? Let's see where we can go with this.
Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 36. Tempest Magician. Tempest Magician is a level 6 synchro monster requiring a spellcaster non-tuner.
This is a hand.
And she places a spell counter on herself. You discard cards from your hand to place spell counters equal to the amount discarded. Then finally, she can remove all spell counters on the field to burn the opponent for 500 per spell counter. So why did it get banned? FTK! This card was responsible for some shockingly consistent FTKs. However, on release, this wasn't the case. Spell counters as a mechanic were so underpowered that the thought of getting the 16 counters necessary to FTK was completely unreasonable. That was until the release of the Endymion, Retrains, and subsequent archetype. Now, there exists a deck that accrued far more than 16 spell counters through its basic combo and could easily facilitate Tempest Magician. Overnight, the FTKs it enabled went from a 10% success rate to about a 95% success rate. Could this card come back? Oh no! This card serves no purpose aside from FTKs, and if Konami ever wants to print more cards that use spell counters, they'd have to think about this card too. Comment what cards you want to see next. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 36, Tempest Magician.
Disturbing the peace, look into my eyes. What happened? Why are they sitting so long on Ryziel Cross? What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? It works. I guess there is value in running multiple copies.
Overall in Vars 1, I have a mini-series on the channel called Badly Designed Abilities, wherein I go through abilities in League of Legends that are known to cause problems for the game either based on their concept or application. In a competitive game, there's a never-continuous balance between making something strong enough so that the person using it feels like they're getting something worthwhile from it, but not too strong to where it diminishes room for counterplay, also known as being disproportionately unfair. Smash Ultimate's another competitive title with a wide selection of characters and an even wider selection of moves. While they more or less attempt to be kept within the scope of their respective categories' functionality, Ultimate has by far the widest scope of what a character is capable of, so I figure it would make for a fun discussion to talk about unfair moves in Smash Ultimate. Moves in Smash, as you know, are loosely defined by the direction of their input. Alongside that, compared to the likes of League, where champion abilities can be literally anything the character design team wants them to be, constraints for Smash moves are much more structural in that you have a preconceived notion for what to expect from, say, a neutral air to a forward tilt to an up special and such. This often leads to characters having attacks that appear very similar to each other, a notable example being virtually every Fire Emblem sword fighter possessing an arcing half-moon swing for their up aerial. As far as normals go, it can be hard to nitpick what is truly unhealthy for the game, since by design, they're meant to do what their move category obligates them to do. With that said, I have 6 moves to go through, so we have a lot of material to cover. Let's not waste any more time and get started. Quite possibly the most unfair move in Smash Ultimate by a significant margin would be Steve's neutral beat, more specifically block placement. By consuming materials in his inventory, Steve can place down a block, which he can then stand on to treat like any other solid piece of terrain. This effectively enables him to instantiate walls and platforms of his own accord, whether on the ground or in the air, creating interactions that essentially no other cast member can even remotely replicate. Smash Ultimate's a platform fighter, therefore positioning, especially while airborne, represents an instrumental factor in gameplay experience, and the basis by which all other 88 characters are balanced around. Being able to create solid platforms at will, notably in the air, not only doesn't accurately follow Steve's own source material in Minecraft, where you can't place blocks on thin air through normal means, but it grants privileges to the character that fundamentally betray the established rules of the game. Or, putting it bluntly, it's just outright not fair. Steve plays by an entirely separate set of rules, or should I say lack thereof, than everyone else in the roster. Neutral beat can be used to neutral, advantage, and disadvantage to provide superiority for Steve in all 4 metrics, increasing his offense, increasing his defense, decreasing his opponent's offense, and decreasing his opponent's defense. Block is literally the equivalent of everyone play fighting with Nerf guns, while Steve comes in with an actual live ammo gun. At the same time, it's a move that's so integral to Steve's ability to function due to his uniquely poor movement physics that if he didn't have this ability, Steve would actually be one of the worst characters in the game. So not only is it the most unfair move in the game, but Steve's overdependence on it also ends up making it one of the worst designed moves in the game as well. Next move is going to be Snake's Grenade. I'm sure a number of you are surprised to even hear this attack being mentioned, but allow me to elaborate. The underlying purpose of a zoner is to, as the name suggests, establish control of a zone or area through usage of projectiles, disjoints, and whatnot, rendering that space hazardous for the opponent. The win condition of the opposing player, provided they are not a zoner as well, is to attempt to wrest control of that area away from the zoner. In other words, break that zone, usually to get in close to the zoner. In general, zoners have to relinquish close quarters pressure for their zoning faculty, so the idea is that if a brawler-type character can close that distance and stay near their opponent at all times, they should have the upper hand. For most zoners, that dynamic is indeed present. However, part of what puts Snake in the top 5 best characters in the game is due to the fact that he's the only zoner who doesn't have this weakness. Most of that stems from Grenade, a modest projectile that deals respectable damage. However, it doesn't really pose a threat to one's stock in and of itself. What makes it so frustrating is that it comes out frame 1 and contains an active hurt box, meaning if an attack were to collide with the grenade, it will automatically explode even if it's held in Snake's hand. At the cost of a small amount of damage, Snake is able to break out of any non-troop combo, mitigating what would otherwise have maybe been a 40 to 60% combo, or even a kill setup, into just 20% damage or something like that. When also accounting for him being heavy, it's a price well worth paying to survive longer. Among other applications, This very property is what forces players to approach the game in a completely different way when fighting Snake than if they were to fight any other zoner. The fact that you can't recklessly attack him despite being in a position to do so, even so much as having your own offense being turned against you, is what makes Grenade feel so unfair, despite the projectile itself being far less of a threat than the likes of Charge Shot or any other projectile that can kill. If not for the frame 1 startup, I think this move would be far more tolerable. Move would be far more tolerable. Next move is gonna be Sonic Spin Dash, an attack that, like the previous two, has been notoriously characterized for single-handedly changing the way you have to play the game against him. At a surface glance, there doesn't appear to be much of an issue with the side beam. On a fairly decent startup, it does a moderate amount of damage and pops opponents in the air for a potential follow-up attack with any of his aerials. Seems innocuous enough, there are plenty of other burst movement options in the game. What makes this one so offensive then? When burst options have a speed they lack in safety, the user has to take a risk to close that space and attack their target. If they guess or time wrong, they could easily get either shielded or whip punished. Such concepts apply to most if not every gap closer in the game. Diddy Kong Side B, Terry Crackshoot, Fox Solution, Bayonetta APK, although that one is dubiously punishable, so on and so forth. Alternatively, you can attempt to knock them out of their burst option with a projectile of some sort, as most of them have negative priority or a negative hurt box, meaning even against a weaker move, they could still get knocked out of it. Sonic's spin dash is inherently unfair courtesy of circumventing both weaknesses. For starters, it grants intangibility during the first 6 frames of the attack, which may not seem like a lot, but Spin Dash can travel an extremely far distance in that short a time. In addition, compared to other burst movement options, it can travel an indefinite length and doesn't have a fixed distance, rendering whip punishing ineffective. Shielding is also ill-advised due to it being arguably the most positive attack on shield, up to plus 11. All best to say, it's straight up impossible to add a shield Sonic side B. Put together, Spin Dash is the best burst movement option in the game, and might even be the best side special in the game depending on the situation. Granted, there are many other reasons why Sonic Side B is cracked.
Well,
In a burst movement option, it can aid in recovery, breaking zone control, edge guarding, pressure neutral, and whatnot. But main reason behind Spin Dash's unfairness is that the 2 ways to conventionally punish a burst movement option does not apply to it, allowing Sonic to get away with a lot more than he should be able to. Since I'm making a video on unfair moves, I'd be remiss to not include the best combo starter in the game by leaps and bounds, Kazuya's Electric Wind God Fist. If I were to be objective, as far as combo starters go, it may statistically not appear to be that much better. Similar grounded scoop-ups can put you in a situation equally as punishing, and may also be easier to fish for a neutral or have more range. Kazuya's Electric Wind God Fist is problematic on account of 3 factors, which once again, just like the other moves I talked about so far, take away the weaknesses that normally balance a move like this. Factor number 1, punishability. Combo starters, especially grounded ones, may be fast and effective when they land, but the obvious caveat is if they land. If they happen to get blocked, most people can simply grab, up smash, up special, or aerial at a shield and punish them for doing so. The other option is to attempt to strike them first, or with a move that has disjointed range. No such luck for Kazuya's Electric. To begin with, the attack knocks opponents out of shield, effectively making it unpunishable since no out of shield option is fast or long enough to attack him after the pushback. Not to mention, the attack itself does a ton of shield damage. Factor number 2 is that attempting to strike first or with a disjoint's out of the question as well. He's effectively invincible during the move startup. Any attempts to outspeed him get thrown out the window then and there. Attacking with a disjointed move doesn't work either. You'll just ignore it and go straight through. So you'll have to use a move with exceptionally long range like Sephiroth forward air to keep a safe distance, but even then the best result you get is nothing. By all accounts, EWGF is an unchallengeable move. You can attempt to parry it, or if playing a faster character you can get out of range and go straight in, but with only 24 frames of lag, you have to be standing right next to him and know with all certainty that you're far enough away, ready to input your fastest move to punish him, essentially making it next to unfeasible for the majority of the cast to punish an electric on reaction. Then factor number 3, attacking from the air is also a no-go, as it has a generous anti-air hitbox. I feel like the biggest offense with this move lies not in its ability to combo you from 0 to death, not entirely at least, rather in that he's allowed to spam the attack at minimal exposure to himself, which only makes the staggering potential reward he gets upon landing it that much more infuriating. Ultimate has no shortage of attacks that can be thrown out without care or consideration for possible repercussion, but none of them come anywhere close to exploding you the way Kazuya does. It would be like if Cloud's back air dealt the same damage and knockback as his forward smash. Electric Wind God Fist is not challengeable and barely punishable in realistic settings. Next one's not really a move, more a property, but I want to talk about Mithra's Foresight. You rarely see people mention this when discussing an unfair or broken move, mostly because of the fact that it's not technically considered a move. But once more, just like with the other moves I talked about, Foresight fundamentally overrides one of the core interaction elements in Smash, Advantage State. When successfully landing a move on your opponent, the two of you now have transitioned from neutral to advantage and disadvantage state. From here, the options you have vastly outnumber the options your opponent has depending on the situation. Your priority is to maintain advantage by pressing the attack through combos and follow-ups, or by reading the opponent's disadvantage options to then press the attack further. On the other hand, your opponent's priority is to reset back to neutral, minimizing any damage or threat to their stock as quickly as they can. The most straightforward way to do so, especially in the air, is by air dodging, which does work fairly consistently over time. However, even if you air dodge, you're still technically in a position of disadvantage until you hit solid ground and are actionable afterwards. Mithra, on the other hand, is the one exception to that, and it's all because of Foresight. Bayonetta does carry Bad Within, behaving similarly to Foresight. However, unlike Bad Within, Mithra's Foresight comes with a slowdown effect reminiscent of Witch Time. A shorter duration, thank god, but enough to where when accounting for her blinding speed, enables her to initiate basically any counterattack she wants, completely reversing the advantage and disadvantage between the two players. In other words, if you're not close to frame perfect on your combos, you'll not only be able to extend your advantage, but you could be thrown into the exact opposite situation of her being in a position to break you apart. An elementary task when you remember she's arguably one of the best jugglers, landing catchers, and tech chasers in the game. Adding further insult to injury, the strength of
Fuck.
this. She's arguably one of the best jugglers, landing catchers, and tech chasers in the game. Adding further insult to injury, Mithra can initiate a Foresight at a shield, giving her the exclusive privilege of being able to punish attacks that are safe on shield. I believe she gets around a 20 frame advantage or more depending on if it's a roll or spot dodge. Yes, it's actually better to Foresight on Mithra than parry since you get much more time to input a killing option. Really, the only thing keeping this move remotely fair is that Mithra herself doesn't have a ton of kill power, even her smash attacks are weak. If she had something as strong as Bayonetta forward smash, people would be complaining about this a lot more, but to reiterate, this move, like the others, breaks one of the foundational rules of the game. Last one I want to talk about is Shulk's Monado Arts, shield arts specifically. Thanks to Steve Block, players
I'm
generally look to
basically
the
dead a lot. I
by far
died the
best
moment
neutral
Chessy
game.
Cat showed up. I just wanted to see. They're playing Kashdira, but are they playing Bestials? Luck's just not on my side today.
perspective gained from all the pain and strength. And when I do come back, I'm stronger than ever before. So kneel down, disturbing the peace. Look into my eyes. Now tell me the things you love me about behind my back. If it isn't me, my heart is hard to break down. It's to let go.
Interesting. Why would you link off? What's Masquerena gonna do? On her lonesome. The lesbian baby's kinda useless on her own. Oh. Probably should have killed myself. Yeah, that's why. What the fuck are they doing? What? You were supposed to banish Whitebinder. On the field or in either graveyard. I mean, I guess I'm still dead either way though. Kashtir is an obvious supplementary choice, honestly, now that I think about it, I suppose. Well, that's not very useful. I wish face up and face down were in separate piles. Something's up and I don't like it. Or maybe not. Oh, that's how that works? Figures, I guess.